Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Motor Drive. Today we're going to uncover the evolution of the Audi R8. A supercar built for the people, built by one of the world's most reliable car manufacturers. The R8 is easy on the eye, with slick handling and incredible power to match. Over the past 13 years of production, Audi has released multiple updated models with a number of options providing both performance and aesthetic enhancements. Let's get into the history of this icon. The first generation. The 2007 Coupe Quattro. The first R8 to make it to production was fitted with the same 4.2-liter V8 used in the RS4, except this one used a dry sump lubrication. Producing 420 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. The four-wheel drive system transferred power to the wheels in a 70-30 ratio. In December 2008, Audi revealed an improved version utilizing a 5.2-liter V10 FSI engine, from which would have previously have been found in the Lamborghini Gallardo. Capable of producing 532 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque, resulting in the car reaching a max speed of 195 miles per hour, doing 0 to 62 in 3.6 seconds. The V10 version was the world's first car to have LED headlights. This was groundbreaking not just for Audi, but the entire car industry. The Spyder. In 2010, Audi released the first convertible version. The focus for this was less on speed and more about the enjoyment of driving with a V10 screaming right behind the driver's head. The car seen a couple of structural changes with additional chassis support and new safety roll bars. This resulted in additional weight to the car. The engine still produced a massive 525 horsepower with a top speed of 197 miles per hour and 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. A year later, Audi released the Spyder 4.2 Quattro. Audi decided to bring back the classic 4.2-liter V8 used in the original. The engine still managed 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds with 414 horsepower, with the speed maxing at 186 miles per hour. This was rapid for a convertible with less stability and additional weight. In comparison to other vehicles in its category, the Spyder was still relatively lightweight due to parts of the car being made out of carbon fiber polymer. This was a revolution at the time, with it providing a sturdy framework while reducing weight in comparison to traditional steel used in the past. The R8 GT. Also released in 2011, the GT was the first R8 to have a racing focus, although it was still street legal. It had the same 5.2-liter V10 with the power cranked up to 560 horsepower, giving it a slight higher top speed of 198 miles per hour and doing 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. This was achieved by Audi shaving off 220 pounds with lighter components and a carbon fiber engine cover. The downforce was upgraded with a new spoiler, resulting in greater handling for fun both on the track and the streets. They then of course again released a Spyder version of the GT in 2012. It shared the same engine, however Audi improved the aerodynamics by adding a front air splitter. The GT was a limited production with around just 100 being made and sold in the US. The second generation. Released in 2015, proved Audi were capable of competing with other world-class supercars. The new R8 saw an enhanced aerodynamic profile which resulted in greater cooling to multiple components of the car. The side air intakes for the engine were painted black to emphasize the mid-engine design. The standard transmission was a 7-speed S-tronic. The second gen shared many parts with the Lamborghini Huracan, and buyers had the choice of two V10 engines, the standard producing 540 horsepower and the V10 Plus, which produced 610 horsepower. The latter produced a top speed of 205 miles per hour and a 0 to 62 in 3.2 seconds, making it Audi's fastest production car at the time. The R8 V10 RWS. The series received an exotic edition in 2017, with a rear-wheel drive variant being introduced. Again using a 5.2-liter V10, producing 533 horsepower, which is sent solely to the rear wheels. This was Audi's first proper rear-wheel drive car. The weight was reduced by 50 kilograms. The 0 to 62 time dropped back to 3.7 seconds, but speed was not Audi's aim with this one. The steering had a new calibration and a thicker anti-roll bar. This resulted in sharper steering and response, giving it a more natural feel. Audi again sold these on a limited basis, with 999 models being produced. The 2020 R8. With a potential V6 hybrid in the works, this could be the finale of the V10 R8. The front-end facelift ties in more with other RS models, with a sharper and more aggressive design. The front aero blades again were shared with the Lamborghini Huracan along with the engine. The diffuser has been reshaped, the exhausts are now bigger and louder. The Plus also now comes in optional Spyder form. Both engines, the Standard and the Plus, produce more power with 570 horsepower and 620 respectively. The Plus now doing 0 to 62 in a mere 3.1 seconds, with all models managing over the 200 miles per hour mark. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard on all models. The R8 is in its prime, and as the world moves on from these beautiful screaming V10s, this one will not be forgotten.